different species of being, right? And they did agree to come here, and they came with a nature that reveals who they are in the cloak of the human vessel. The character betrays the lineage of the individual that's proceeding forth. The lineage that's known as the Serpent clan or the AMARU clan can take the energy of the serpent and strike on your ass without provocation or warning if they get in that energy. That means you did something. I hope, Sherry, that you write that people can assimilate the love and surrender any excuse to dislike another person. Because as long as you got a reason that you can validate why you don't like somebody that's never done anything to you and you never met, then that is a tool of divide and conquer that you are being duped into acting on as if it was your marching orders. Mm, okay. I'm looking for questions in the comments. I answered the Iron Bush question. Let's see if I see anybody else. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I just answered the other question. Are the beings doing as souls that have just made the free will decision to do this or that? I just answered that. Look, the blood and the right. The only thing negative that's going to happen to anybody in the once the matriarchal system take online, the only people, right, that's going to be punishable under that system is going to be the ones who follow all of this hatred. They don't care about what your skin color is. When we get the tribal lands back, some of the chiefs don't want no pale faces around because they still believe that the pale face is the white man and they don't know the white man ain't white. Because if they knew that, then they would realize that the person that's being used as a cat's paw is being manipulated by a nigga darker than you with nappy hair. Yep, that's the message that we got at the River Styx. And if you don't have your 2 pence to cross or your 2 farts to cross, you can't get across the river because you can't board the boat. The boat, the guy who rows the boat is Anpu. And they send him because he don't take no for an answer. When it's time, it's time. I go, my girl. Happy belated birthday, Christina. Um, yeah, so remember Kamala job in the show called Politics is to fail miserably. The reason why is it's the fall of the whore of Babylon as written in Revelations. So her chucks and pearls it's at least three, maybe four Kamala Harrises, and one of them just so happened to be a man, just like the Statue of Liberty. Well, we don't call it suicide um, because the elders that do it realize that there's nothing I can do to solve the problem, and I don't see the problem being solved. Therefore, I can no longer withstand seeing the suffering from the problem being perpetuate. And so, because of that, I'll see you later. Tiamat the dragon is not a physical dragon, it's a stream of energy that moves around on the ley lines of the planet. Dragon mean master. Normally, when you call somebody a dragon, they are the master speaker who's spitting flames in the words that he's saying, right? In the culture, we had what's called a dragon war bonnet. The dragon chiefs, right? Chief Zolo, Tupac Amaru, Tahuti, all of those were the highest chiefs they called dragon chiefs. And they wear the long war bonnet that drags the ground. Finga Lafia. Yep. So, look, anybody else got any questions? I'm starting to wear down now. Enjoy having y'all or being here with y'all in this space and time, and hope that we can garner the 100 monkey effect and reach critical mass in this massive turnaround that's taking place of spaceship Earth. I call it spaceship Earth sometimes, and we walking around in Earth rovers suits. Okay, so the different colors of butterflies. You remember this about the butterfly. Butterfly is the symbol of the one who has went through the molten stages and came out as the beautiful butterfly, but they went in as a slimy maggot looking caterpillar. The colors tell you either who is talking to you in your ancestral line, or it's related to your tribal colors, or related to something that has a key significance to you in the colors that the transformation of the butterfly represent. The butterfly also represents what's called the butterfly effect, where a butterfly flapping his wings in Los Angeles, the energy by the time it go from LA to New Orleans, from LA to Dallas to New Orleans to Chicago to Detroit to New York to London to Turkey to India, by the time it gets to Japan, it's a full-fledged uh, tsunami rolling in. And the side effect is it generates a mass uh, Mandela effect where events are not any longer as you remember them because there was a subtle shift in the timeline. The monarch butterfly is known as a spirit messenger to the Shinigami, or in Europe to the kings of Europe, and over here it would be to the chiefs, right? And then you use the colors in your decoding of the message that's being relayed to you by way of the butterfly. The A tone is a pitch and a frequency that allows the people to all vibrate on a very specific frequency, the A tone. In Arabic, it's the Ain. 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 It's the A tone. The uh, A on the musical scale that carries the pitch and the frequency through the musical scale in order to get to the scales of Mott in order to determine if the balance has been met. And when you look at the scales of Mott and it's been cashed in, the heart was as light as a feather. So they give you back your heart and they replace the feather with a feather on the other side of the scale because it's perfect balance that balanced itself. And as long as the weight is the same, the balance becomes perpetual. In other words, there is no loss of energy when things are perfectly in balance. That means no entropy. And because there's no entropy, there is no conflict in the energy. Now the energy begins to operate in what's called a superconductive capacity. In my flux flow capacity, it's nothing short of mastery. That's why these riding bastards be endlessly after me, hoping life would try or to destiny or tragedy would capture me, right? So it's the A and not the minors. Yep, all hail the Queen of Heaven and Earth. So we have reports that there's a fleet coming, and we have reports that there's a lone ship. We call those jumper ships, um, using modern terminology, because they shuttle from Earth to NIBIRU when NIBIRU is in a certain distance from Earth. But before they come, they send probes and drones to any planet that they intend to visit. So you will have a secondary orb around your moon, which is a satellite that's using gravity assist that's in the orbit for a certain period of time, right? And that certain period of time is the time required to get for Nibiru to get from where it was when the secondary moon arrived, and when it leave, Nibiru will be right there. Yep, shout out to the Napi tribe, Unami clan, Algonquin Nation up in this piece. Yep, yep, them all tied back to the um, Gullah Wars and the conflict, right? We don't know when this is going to be over until it's actually exposed and is over. Right now, they running these false narratives and these sensational news stories in order to get you to continue to push for a new slave master that they call the president. And as long as you pushing for that, they know that you are too asleep in order to be a threat to the mass awakening. When enough of us come online and critical mass is reached, it's time for shock and awe for the rest of them. I appreciate Appreciate it, Holy Living. Where do Coupe? What's going on? Cheryl said it not between two rivers here in New York City. Look, when I thought I was just visiting people, right? I was staying with Sylvia over in Delaware. I didn't know I was spending time with the Delaware Indians, right? Them the ones Trump just said that they would be a federally recognized tribe once he resumed his powers in office as the president. But what people don't know is when the power structure shifts over, ain't gonna be no need for no president because the matriarchs is gonna be um, in charge of filtering the assets to the relief like this the disaster relief that's being withheld right now. Right. Okay. So Raven, what you talking about? So she said Keisha still walk-ins are souls that don't want to experience the artificial reality. Where did she go? From birth and take over the avatar at a later stage of life rather than coming through the birth canal. That's actually most of the walk-ins. They have to pick up a contract of a person that's no longer believe they can fulfill the obligations in a book of life, and they can tag another ancestor in as a walk-in to finish the job, and they the ancestor that's been guiding them the whole time anyway, so they already know where he at in the workbook in order to get the answers that he need in order to pass the test. Okay, you get well, Christina, High Priestess. Protect them golden eyes, by the way. Appreciate you, Iron Bush. Appreciate you. Hey, Emmy Lou. Yep, we the collective. Take all of us to be the collective. Yep. Oh man, I don't know. I ain't heard from Top Cats or Dane, but I'm sure ready for the next installment just to chop it up with my brothers for no other reason. I'm I want all the love in me. I want all the love you can send me. You can put some in the box. You can put it in the bottle. You can send it by trailways. You can send it by airplane. It don't matter how it get here. Just send all that love. I want all the love because I'm tired of the hate. I want all the love. No, he was not in protective custody in Cuba. Tupac had confirmed about 5 hits on his life. Tribes need Tupac's intelligence and his leadership capability on the flip. We had two options. Let them devils get him and kill him, or we can take him off the chessboard and put him in what's called a um, advisory capacity to the next one that's coming to solve the problem. The next one to come to solve the problem gonna be the last one, and the last one be me, the last fucker breathing. So um, he's able to feed me information and signs from wherever he had in the world without ever having a conversation with me, just to let me know I ain't dead. I heard a rumor I died, murdered in cold blood, dramatized. Pictures of me in my final stages. You know, mama cried. That shit was fiction. Some coward got the story twisted, like I no longer existed, mysteriously missing. I'm not no haphazard bars, right? And he said, right before your very eyes, you won't even realize you can't see me. John Cena, Vanilla Gorilla. You can't see me, right? So Cheryl Jones is on here and she's putting out a New York City and Virginia call um, for her to assist you in setting up your homeschool system. Cheryl, you want to come on and tell us about some of what you do and how you who you can reach? I'm sending you a request now. Because that's important because they finna have some more school violence that's unnecessary and uncalled for from them psychologically and altering these children, right? See if they let you in, Cheryl. I sent you the request so we could talk about these homeschooling programs.